A protest in the Capitol yesterday led to the arrest of about 300 demonstrators. We showed this to you as it happened live. Protesters were calling for a ceasefire and an end to the attacks by Israel on the Gaza Strip. Now, this comes as the State Department issued a security caution alert. It's urging Americans globally to be extra vigilant amid increased risk of violence and tension and potential for terrorist attacks against U.S. citizens. Joining me now to discuss this is CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga. And Nicole, you've reviewed multiple law enforcement bulletins before. Talk to us about how significant this latest intelligence is and what it really means. We don't want to scare people, but certainly folks should be vigilant here.
Definitely, Errol. The latest bulletin issued by law enforcement, it was issued overnight by the Department of Homeland Security and FBI, and it shows that this ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas has, quote, sharpened the focus of potential attacks here in the U.S. for individuals and institutions that are perceived as being tied to the turmoil in the Middle East. Now, there have been no direct calls from Hamas for violence in the U.S., but since October 7th, that initial Hamas attack on Israel, both al-Qaeda affiliates and Hezbollah have called on supporters to target the U.S. and Israeli interests. So law enforcement here making it very clear that they would like state and local partners to remain vigilant, as well as the general public. If you see something, say something.
Now, we should note that the protests we're seeing around the U.S. and even in the Capitol, they have been peaceful. But at the same time, we had the death of a child in Chicago that police there say was a result of a hate crime because of the conflict. Are there concerns that the protests and the emotions of some could turn violent?
Yeah, that is one of the concerns, Errol. And over the last week, federal law enforcement have pointed to, again, very small clashes between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli ideological opponents at otherwise lawful protests nationwide. Now, these gatherings, again, have been overwhelmingly without major incident, but as law enforcement officials are quick to point out to me, it takes one bad actor to take advantage of the situation to turn a peaceful protest protected by the First Amendment into something more dangerous. And of course, officials have also been monitoring events overseas, protests outside of U.S. embassies in places like Jordan and Lebanon, for instance, that have turned violent in hopes that it does not become a violent situation here in the United States.
And we've seen something like that with domestic issues and civil rights, but what makes this threat environment stand out from others that we may have seen?
Yeah, Errol, this is not the first threat bulletin by any means where we've seen sort of a heightened concern around synagogues, mosques, places of worship. But there are two things here that stick out to me. The first, the level of intimidation, harassment, and general concern about students, both Jewish and Muslim, on college campuses around the country. The second is the level of mis- and disinformation involved in this conflict. In the fog of war, information can actually become weaponized in and of itself, and that's a problem that's only deepening. I want to play for our viewers now a clip from Michael Masters. He's the head of Secure Community Network, the official safety and security organization of the Jewish community in North America. Take a listen.
People understand how easy it is to create clickbait chaos. That reality is one that we're going to have to increasingly deal with, and it's why our messaging is so important. It's why accurate, timely information is so critical.
And the latest bulletin issued by the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security warned that adversarial foreign actors, including Iran, will try to amplify mis- and disinformation online about the Israel-Hamas conflict to deepen resentment, with some actors already doctoring images, mislabeling video footage, as well as providing inaccurate translations and false information regarding the ongoing conflict.
Wow.
Errol.
All right, Nicole Sganga, thank you.